this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So if you've caught some of my recent videos, I have been working on this glue book folio, and yeah, it's a new concept for me anyway, and I did Google it online. I couldn't find any others. So, and obviously through this process I've kind of begun to see maybe why that is, because it's actually trickier than it sounds. So we have done this side, and then we did this side here in the last video, and then I didn't quite finish these couple of bits here, but I did place these kind of there, you know, in slow time after the last video. I didn't want to stick them down obviously without you guys, but I thought that they looked really, you know, rather nice there, so I think I'm going to go for those. We've got obviously a flip down here, and then we had a flip up here. Now this is a bit of a sort of what's the word, a new thing for me, I guess, as well, because not only is it a glue book style rather than, you know, papers and things like that, it's also very small for me. This is using a 5x7 bunch of envelopes, which normally I would use more the A4 size, so this is quite restrictive for me. It feels quite restrictive for me to have such small areas, you know, which is another kind of challenge I'm finding. But, you know, hopefully it's coming along well. So I've just spotted this green sticker, not sticker, sorry, vintage stamp. I just wondered whether we could have this on here as well. So just playing around with that, really. I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? Or we could maybe go for a blue one, because we've got obviously quite a lot of blue across here and no blue over this side. So I'm just pulling in my little, you know, glass full of stamps, and I've got them colour, you know, sorted, just so it's a bit easier to find stamps when I'm looking for them. That's a little bit drab. I don't know really whether I've ever seen a really bright sort of vivid, you know, this sort of shade of stamp, to be perfectly honest. So maybe just, you know, not getting anywhere with this search, who knows, but no, can't see any. Oops, what was that one that I just spotted? No. Yeah, they're all kind of a bit more royal blue, or a sort of muted, not navy really, but muted kind of shade of blue. What's this here? I mean, that's a bit more, well, I mean, it's not really bright. I couldn't call it bright, but a bit lighter. No, I didn't think I'd really seen any in a sort of more vibrant blue, to be honest, but let's just have a look. I don't know. For me, that doesn't feel bright enough really, because this whole glue book is turning out very vibrant and, you know, really colourful. So that stamp being a little bit duller, it just didn't really seem to kind of be fitting quite, you know, quite well enough. So, oh, it's a shame I couldn't stick my ring down, because that would be a perfect colour match. Right, let me put those back. Now, do we want to go for this? I don't know. So I've also got this sheet music, which again has got this kind of blue colour. It's not as vibrant obviously as this. Again, it's not as vibrant as that, but I just poured it in, you know, because I just did wonder. So oh, I don't know. It's so hard to decide sometimes, isn't it? I'm going to just cut out, going to cut along this section here, like that. And then I might just cut out, no, that's just not really, yeah, it's not really bright enough. I was going to just cut out, you know, maybe somebody's name or sung by or something like that and have it up there. But to be honest, it's not really bright enough. It's, you know, it feels quite dull by comparison. So I don't think I'm going to go for that. Let me just check whether I would prefer to have something else. only because, again, I'm feeling like we've got a lot of these roses along here. So I'm just going to check whether I might prefer to have something else. I've got obviously those little ladybugs, which I could have one of those. I did show in my last video as well that I'd actually cut out some, or yeah, printed some in two to a page. So I've got some smaller ones as well. Yeah, some smaller ones as well. Right. Okay, so I could have it like that. Oh, that's quite nice actually. Maybe the strawberry instead of the rose, I'm thinking. And let's just check whether we would like the green or the red stamp, or we could have two, I guess. Could have them maybe up there. That's quite nice. How about if we had a couple of strawberries like that? Yeah, that's quite nice. I'm not sure, because obviously where I have stuck this, you know, centre in there, it's not taking up as much room as I would have liked. And yeah, I maybe should have thought about that a bit more before I stuck it down. Unfortunately, I didn't. I've still got the Mary Mary Quite Contrary. That, again, we just cut this from the nursery rhyme book the other day. And then I've got some of the other nursery rhyme images here. No, none of those. Right, let me bring in the nursery rhyme book again. So just check whether there's any images that we could kind of just cut out, you know, a smallish image. I mean, that image of the bus is really gorgeous, but I don't really want to spoil that whole page because it's such a lovely page, isn't it? Oh, it's such a shame. I don't really like this page at all. I mean, those dogs look really fierce and not particularly friendly, don't they? Is there anything on here? No. Oh, it's so tricky sometimes to just find the perfect thing, isn't it, that you're looking for? All right, let's just tear out Old Mother Hubbard. Yeah, let's just tear her out. I mean, obviously she's huge, but oh, I wondered whether I could have cut out the clock. But to be honest, that clock's going to be pretty humongous on there as well. And colour-wise, it's not really bringing anything to the table, is it? So, right, back into the book again. So that one with the hot cross buns, which I loved. Let me just tear that out. Yeah, I do feel reluctant to cut into this because I do really like it. But I just... The other thing is with this, I wouldn't be able to obviously cut that bus quite properly because her bonnet is kind of over the bus a little bit. But I guess what I could do is then have like a stamp. Oh, it's so hard because I just don't want to lose all this lovely imagery on this. I might have to. It will probably look rubbish and then I'm really going to regret doing this. Right, okay, let's just go for it. So I'll just cut around her bonnet first, because then if I try and keep her a bit intact, I might be able to use her somewhere else. So let's just cut. Oh gosh, that bus is very hard to see where it starts and where it ends, I have to say. Oh gosh, I've got my glasses on my head. Let me pull them on. Might make it slightly easier for cutting. Oh, this is so fiddly because the colours from the back sort of emerging in to the picture. So actually trying to, you know, see where the picture is pretty tricky, I have to say. Okay, so around those horses' feet. So this is a horse-drawn bus. Okay. Oh, again, I'm struggling to see exactly where, you know, what is bus and what's not. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I think it's like that. Right. So we have this image now with a complete hole in it, so we'll have to deal with that later. Oh, now it looks really lost on there. Would you believe it after all of that? Oh, that's such a shame, isn't it? Right. Well, that doesn't look quite so bad. Okay, just have it down here. Oh, that's so annoying. Really feel disappointed. Why did I cut that out? Okay, let's have a bit of a think. I mean, I don't mind it here, to be honest. That looks quite nice. I mean, it is very full, this little piece, but you know, then to me that feels like that's how this glue book should be, because I want to have a ton of different things to look at, and you know, so everywhere that you look you think, oh, I nearly missed that, you know, look at that, look at that. Let's just have a look, because we could put some other things on the green as well, which would obviously kind of bring everything together as well. So just checking out a couple of things here. I'm going to have to cut these legs off again of this ladybird. I much prefer the ladybirds without the legs, which is weird. But yeah, I think they generally don't really have legs when you kind of see them in other places, do they? Well, that's that red stamp that I was searching for the other day, that I knew I'd dug some red stamps out and I couldn't find it. Okay, well, I mean, I could put that there. I don't think I will right now, but let's just check whether that would look better here. That is quite nice there. I mean, I do feel I do need a bit of, you know, a splash of blue somewhere. Got the butterfly. Well, we could do something, you know, with the butterfly so as we get something blue. I've also got some bigger butterflies, so let me just bring that in. Oh, that's huge on there. Let me just move this stuff for a moment, just in case. Oh gosh, no. Right. What about like that? No. Right, let's move that. Okay, do we like the bus and the two strawberries? I love the boot on here. The boot to me just looks really cool on there. We could always have another sort of black word, or got my black numbers, my die cut numbers. Oh my gosh, they're hooked in together now. Oh gosh. Right, so we could have a number 4. You know, nothing specific with the number 4, it's just that's the one that I grabbed. I wasn't making a specific choice, you know, for any particular number. It's just that one was the one that just happened to be kind of lurking around. Decisions. This is tough, I must say. Very, very tough to make a choice. I mean, I've got some blue numbers. Well, that's not as bad as I thought that might be, actually. Thought that might have looked really, really rubbish there, but it looked okay. Got this round one. That's quite nice up there. Oh, this is really, really tricky to decide. Right, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to glue down that bus, because, well, we did spend that time cutting it out, didn't we? So we might as well use it now. That would be a shame not to use it. Okay, especially as we might have ruined the other page to be able to use that anyway. No, we will manage to use that hopefully somewhere. Right, okay, we're going to just put this down here. Okay, so that's the bus. Then we had the strawberries next to the bus. Now, just checking that I don't want just one strawberry now. Oh, weirdly, I think I do like the two. Okay. So we'll have that one. And then we have this one. And then we're going to have the boot. Okay. Right, so let's get the next strawberry down. I know this is really weird, isn't it? You know, these ads and the bus and then the strawberries and the boot. I know, weird, but I'm just hoping it looks really, yeah, just really interesting and really lots of yummy things to look at on the page. And I just hope that they all will not tie in theme-wise. Of course, they're not going to tie in theme-wise, but go together aesthetically, you know, so they all kind of look, well, just nice and interesting to look at is the wish that I'm, or, you know, the intention. So we'll just glue the boot down. Oh, it feels really chilly here today. I mean, not really chilly, but chilly in the house. I suspect it's one of those days, you know, that's warmer outside than it is inside. There often seem to be those days, don't they? Okay. So we have the boot. I'm just going to lift that slightly because I might have it just on the strawberries more. There we go, that's better. There was a slither of a gap and I don't know whether the camera was picking that up, but it just didn't look quite right. Right, so let's now play around with up here. I still haven't printed off any of my numbers. It's really annoying because I really could have done with them. Right, I've got a bigger 912 there, which was what I was hoping. And then we could have our stamps like that. I mean, is that just too much on there? Or do we think it looks quite nice with a lot of stuff? Like that. Let me just try this stamp instead, so just this one. Oh, that looks a bit boring, to be honest. Oh, I know, I'm just like back and forth, back and forth. It's very irritating, I'm sure, to be watching. But sometimes it's just so hard to make the final decision, isn't it? Okay, let me just cut out just a word here. I love these black words now, I must say. They're really, really nice. Oops. Not saying that they would be fantastic on everything, but just certain projects I think they're just going to be awesome for. Oh, I'd had the number 4 there, didn't I? See, I totally even forgot what I was actually putting where. Right, so we did have it like this, I think, and the number 4. Yep, weirdly I prefer that, I think, so. And then up here, perhaps we'll just have that little bunch of stuff up there. Okay, let's commit to this and just go for this. I know it's pretty cluttered on this little tiny flip out, but you know, we did want to have some interest, didn't we? So I guess to have the interest, we're going to have a lot of stuff. Okay. And then I have the green stamp there. I'll just pop that down there. So are any of you guys making a glue book folio with me? How is yours coming along? Are you having a bit more success than mine? I'm really enjoying doing it, I have to say. It is very strange to bring things together, I think. I think for me, a lot of that is because it's very small. You know, like I say, using these tiny envelope size of, well, I mean, they're not that tiny, but the 5x7s, that's pretty tiny for me. And I'm trying to get, you know, a lot of detail in. So I think if I were to do one again, I'd stick with my normal bigger size. But, you know, it's nice to mix things up, isn't it? And do something different. And wow, is this ever different? Yep, I've not really embarked on anything like this before. So I'm going to pop this rose down here. Just get that little piece. Okay. Right. So that's going to go in there, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to have the number 6 here, and I'm going to just have the word inspired kind of just tucked in, I think. Now I have to be careful again because I've got my fold there. And what happens is if you have your piece too near the fold, you're just going to have, you know, it's going to look awful when it creases because you're going to actually crease your paper. And, you know, of course, I've had loads of times where I have done that, and it's frustrating because, you know, even if it's not really noticeable to anybody else, I'm sure all you guys know, you know, if you've made it, that's all that you can see, isn't it? You don't really notice the rest. Your eyes are just instantly drawn to the bit that you've mucked up, or, you know, as you deem it, that you've mucked up. So, yeah, just something to be a little bit aware of. Okay, so I'm going to have that down there, I think. Just check that it doesn't look better without it. No, I think it's really nice with the bit of black because that just adds that bit of like stark contrast that it sort of seems to need. So just pop that there. Okay, right, there we go. So that's that bit. So you've got your journaling space here and obviously here. And of course you've got your pockets here. You've got lots of pockets in here, and, you know, so if you're thinking, well, where would you journal on this? We're going to have lots of things tucked in to pull out and lots of just journaling cards and things. So there will be room to journal, I promise. So now we've got this side. I mean, we've got this side as well. This, I'm thinking, is probably going to be the cover just because of the way that the folio is kind of lying. Can you see it's got the curves, you know, where it's got pockets and things stuck on? So for me, this just feels like the natural sort of what should be the natural cover. So on this one, let's have a look and see what we want to do on this page. Now I've got this image here that's from a book, which I think I tried this on a different page in another video and I couldn't quite get it to work. Again, you know, I might still not be able to, who knows, but let's give it a try. Now I've got that sheet music that obviously I tried just now. So I'm just having a look whether we could just have any bits from here. Right, let's cut this piece down here. So I'm just going to cut along like that. I love these sheet music covers, you know, some are just so pretty and so nice. And even like this, you know, it might not look all, you know, overly pretty or decorative, but it's got some really nice kind of interest and just, you know, I love the way the words are written and things. So you can just kind of take off just little bits like here, musical play. I could just cut that. Oops. Like that. Just straighten that off across the bottom, hopefully. Okay. And we could just have that on this page somewhere. I mean, again, obviously I haven't planned this page out. It might look terrible, but let's have a look and see what we can do. So now I've got my hot cross bun characters, which, yeah, I may struggle to cut these out, but I'm thinking, can I fussy cut these? So let's try this. Going to go in here, fussy cut around this lady's face. And then around her shirt and his hat. Okay. And then we're just going to go literally, so we've got the characters basically here. Again, yeah, this might look terrible, who knows, but let's give it a try. You know, it's always worth trying things, isn't it? I mean, particularly as I've obviously ruined this book page anyway now. So I might as well try and obviously utilise it somehow. Oh, he's got that curly moustache, which I nearly cut it off and then he would have just had half a moustache, which wouldn't really be good. Now, do I want to just cut? Yeah, I'm going to cut him out without the building. Like that. Okay. So hopefully I might be able to use this somewhere else. I probably won't, but you know, you never can tell. So it's definitely worth keeping it. I'm going to just tear this bit off because, you know, that's not really going to be very helpful, but just wondering, you see, I could maybe have it like something like this. Maybe not. Maybe not. What if I come right over to the edge? Right, let's take our characters. So I'm thinking, could we have something like that? Maybe get rid of this then, but we might be able to use it somewhere else, so I'm not going to throw it away. And if we just have something like that. So obviously I want to fill in some of those other gaps because of course I don't want gaps. Heaven forbid that we would have like gaps anywhere. Right, I've still got these pairs, which I still don't think I've managed to use anywhere. I was going to use the massive ones. I mean, obviously when these were produced, I obviously did them with a huge glue book in mind. And now they're pretty big for this size of envelope. But I mean, that's fine because as you can see, I have printed them on the 2 to a page. So, you know, they're fine then. Quite like the pairs on that page. They're kind of fun. Need to do some filling in. So the filling in as in around the edge. So I'm thinking that, or could have this one. Oh, that's quite striking, isn't it? Maybe up sideways like that. Now I've also got the collage page that came with these Blue Book favourites, and I can't remember whether I've actually printed that out or whether I've, you know, reprinted it, printing something else. So I might have a look in a minute because, to be honest, maybe the collage background would look really great. So let me just have a quick look. Hold on. Right, so this is the collage page. As you can see, absolutely really vibrant and bright. Like, wow, could it be any brighter? But, you know, that's really fun and funky and, you know, interesting to use, I think. So I'm just wondering whether we could actually use the collage page itself on here and sort of mix it with these like this. I think that's really rather nice. Just want to check which part I want. So let me move these bits and I'm just going to sort of pull it around and check which way round I would like it. So I think I probably don't want the soldier or Napoleon or, you know, whoever he is. I don't want him on there. I could have the butterfly with the ladybug down there. That's quite nice. I think actually I probably quite like it as we originally had it. Oh, or I could have it there like that. That's quite nice as well. Let me just bring it back down. Oh no, I like it like that. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to take it up to the edge just with a little border, only because I think that's going to make it much easier for cutting it down. So just going to cut it down here, and then if I just mark it kind of here. Okay, right, so let's go for that. So I'm just going to chop it down here in the first instance. I mean, obviously these collage pages, they're not going to go with everything because of course they're super, super, super bright. But wow, they are just such fun to look at. I absolutely love them. They'd make actually awesome wallpaper. Well, maybe bright wallpaper if that's your thing, but more, I was going to say they're going to make super, well, not going to make, but they would make super wrapping paper. So I guess you could use this as wrapping paper if you had something pretty tiny to wrap. Some people, I guess, have A3 printers and then you'd have a bigger sheet, wouldn't you? But yeah, I don't have an A3 printer, so... Right, so that's my piece that I'm going to stick on there. Okay, so just glued that and we're just going to glue that down like that. Okay, and I'm just going to get my glue spreader out of my drawer. Just, you know, this is printed on copy paper, so I just want to, you know, make sure it's glued down nicely at the edges and things. So there we go. Okay, that looks really, really nice. And then I've got my piece there from the vintage book and my nursery rhyme piece. So they're really nice. And then just have this here, or, you know, somewhere here. And then could we have the pears anywhere? Be covering that little boy's face up completely. I don't mind them over there, actually. I know that's kind of covering up the entire part of the blue bit, but I don't mind that. So I might come back to those. So I think what we'll do is glue this piece down first. Like that. Oops, come on. Oh, come on, my glue's not playing again today. It's very frustrating. Let me give it a shake. Okay. Right, let's go. A very kind lady suggested to me shaking the glue, you know, to get it going. And actually, I just want to say thank you so much. Unfortunately, I can't remember who it was who said it. But thank you so much. Great tip. And that really does seem to, you know, do the trick, even if it's only for a short amount of time. It definitely helps. So thank you very much for that. And such a simple thing, but yeah, simple, but hadn't obviously occurred to me to do. So thank you so much. Okay, so we've glued that one down like that. And then we're just going to glue these just there, sort of in the space in between. And then we could have a little stamp, I guess, somewhere. I was thinking about having the pears, wasn't I? Got smaller pears here. That's quite nice. Just going to cut this man down because he's kind of where the edge of the book was. So he's not quite, you know, got a nice finish to him because obviously I'd torn him out. So there we go. Just get rid of his torn edges. Oops. Is that a torn edge? I can't even tell. Yep, I thought it was. It had obviously got stuck down on some glue that had seeped out. So. Right, and I'm going to, I think, stick these down right at the edge. So we've got the sort of border, and then I'm going to put these right at the edge, like that. Okay, let's just check that I don't want to have the stamp. That's quite nice. And again, I mean, that just kind of adds that little bit of extra. If I put them down like that, it's very white. And just by just adding that stamp, it just breaks it up a little bit. You know, complete fluke. I didn't know that that was going to look okay or not, but it's always worth just having a look. If you think something might look okay, just try it. And, you know, I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. There's nothing to lose by trying, is there? Right, so I'm going to hold these in place so as to know roughly where I want that stamp to go. So about here, like that. Okay. Oops. So just glue that down. Okay, and now we're just going to glue this whole piece down now. Oh, might need another shake. Okay. Oh, might need to do the unclogger and the shaking. Okay. Right, let's just go down this side and right across the bottom, up the side. Okay, there we go, like that. Okay, right, we are good to go, and I'm going right up to the edge, you know, as best I can, like that. Okay, and press that all down. Oops. Well, after all that, I did nearly rip his half of his moustache off, so he nearly only had half a moustache anyway. Didn't cut it off, but I nearly ripped it off. And you see, we've got another pocket. Oops. She's now not wanting to stick there. Come on. Perhaps I need a little bit more glue. Just, oh my gosh. Okay. Right, let's try again. Let's try again with her. I'll just open it up. And you see we've got this pocket here. So, you know, again, we can fit a whole bunch of stuff into this pocket. So, you know, there will be lots of journaling pieces throughout here. Now, thinking the pears, I do like them, to be honest. For me, they just look a bit better actually than the blue piece that's obviously showing currently. The only thing is, do I want actually multiple pears, because it then looks a bit peculiar. You know, just seeing that sort of blue square. I'm not sure I quite like the blue square, but I do like the pears. So let's just see. I've got some hanging the other way. So I'm just wondering whether we could sort of marry them up so we have 2 and 2. Oh, that's like a whole big bunch of pears now, isn't it? It's a bit weird. Right, let's just check that we might want a daffodil or anything. Perhaps we could have a daffodil behind the pears. No. Oh, this is just getting very strange, isn't it? Although, again, what happens is I then move it and think, oh, actually, I do prefer it. So, yeah, don't ever assume no. Because sometimes when you then move things, you think, oh, actually, maybe it did look better than I first thought. Okay. Right, and where did I put that piece? The piece of sheet music. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't, you know, definitely needs anything like that, but I think that's quite a cute little, you know, word on there. So let's put the pears down. Oops. Okay. Right, so we're nearly at the stage where we're going to be then making some pieces to put in the folio itself. You know, i.e. the pull-out pieces that you will be able to actually journal on. So again, you know, I haven't quite given much thought to that, so we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but we are coming close to doing that. So it's, you know, it's getting quite exciting now. Okay. And just pop this daffodil down. And all of these fussy cut bits I've actually printed onto, you know, they're on thicker paper. I think it's like 230 GSM or something. So they're not on copy paper. I mean, obviously that nursery rhyme book, that's quite thin. The pieces there are quite thin. And I mean, obviously the postage stamps are regular postage stamp thickness. But all of my printable pieces, they're all, you know, on thicker paper. So just so as you know. Okay, so that looks really nice. I mean, those pairs, to be honest, they're barely visible, but you know, I like the fact that they're adding just an extra layer. Now, do we like the word up here, or do we prefer it sort of down here? I'm going to have to stand up and look down on this. I know I do that all the time, but honestly, you just get such a different perspective when you look down to when you're looking right at it. Oh. Still can't decide. I still can't decide. Oh, this is really annoying. How do I prefer it? I think I prefer it up there. Yeah, I think I do. I don't know why, but yeah, I think it's better up there. So let's just pop that up there. And as I say, I mean, this is obviously thin, you know, sheet music type paper. So we just have that going there. Oops, just need to add a little dab of glue there under that leaf of the pear. Okay. Oops, and a bit here under his hat. Want to make sure things are properly glued down. Hate it when things are not really glued down properly. Right, so that's that bit. So I'm loving how this folio is coming together. I mean, it is super busy, super bright, and of course it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm just absolutely loving how it's looking so far. So I hope you guys are liking it. I've just suddenly thought, let's have a black, one of the black words or sentiments, because I think, I mean, I don't know whether it needs it, to be honest, but I just thought it would look good. Treasured, maybe treasured. I'm actually thinking, funnily enough, actually, one of the bigger, sort of more quote style pieces would look better. So let's just see what I've got here. So let's cut these down. Okay. What about Chasing Rainbows? Yeah, let's try that. Oh, this page just, it looks Mary Poppinsy to me. It's just got a feel about it of Mary Poppins, hasn't it? I know, it's hot cross buns really, but something about it is saying it looks like Mary Poppins. Maybe she reminds me of Mary Poppins, I'm not sure. But yeah, it just feels a bit Mary Poppinsy. Chasing Rainbows. Oh, maybe we don't need it. It's quite nice up there actually. Again, let me just stand up and look down, because if I put it down here anywhere, it feels too in line with this word here. I could kind of have it to the side. I think that's quite nice. Or I could have it right up here. Oops. Which I do quite like it up there, I think. So yeah, I'm going to have it there. I mean, again, I'm not saying it needs it, but you know, we do want this to have lots and lots of interest, and you know, I know it's looking cluttered and fussy, but I'm going for that look on purpose. You know, I want it to be a whole rainbow of colour when you open it up and you think, oh wow, you know, look at everything, and you don't know where to look. I want that sort of feel for it. So hopefully we're achieving that. So right, so yep, we will probably leave it there for today. I'm loving how this is coming together. It just looks so super fun. yep, I have struggled, but you know, I'm enjoying the process. So I hope that you're having fun if you're doing something like this along with me. Let me know below what you're working on and what you're doing and the things that you're struggling with. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully see you again soon. Thanks, Hen. Bye.